You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello, you degenerate fucks. It is the Degenerate Gambler here, and we're back after a short break for Christmas and New Year. And it is Monday, the 4th of January, and I'm just going to go a quick review of the Christmas fixtures and results. A lot of football. Excuse me. Yeah, a lot of football. Almost games every day, but sort of full fixture lists every 2 to 3 days. Was a few games postponed, but plenty of good betting. I didn't do great, but I had two or 3 week small bets up. I probably broke even, if I'm being honest, because I did do a lot of bets. But if anybody follows me on social media and heard the last episode before I stopped for Christmas, I was talking about keeping, because of doing bets basically every day, that I would do some bet builders, because it's a good way when you're watching a game to make it interesting, even if you don't like the teams or there's nothing on it for you. So I did do a lot of bet builders on the days when there was very few games, or even though it's Boxing Day, I did 2 or 3. I think I had maybe 4 bet builders, as well as doing sort of weekly bets or daily bets. But so I'll get on to the bets that I won. Again, I'm going to start really keeping up to date with these specials that are being offered, these price boosts, because I got one of those up. Well, I've got a few of them up, but one that was really good, they had Sky Bet had Giroud to score. Now I can't remember what game it was. I finished one each, but Giroud to score a header, and it was that was against Villa, and it was boosted from like 11-2 to 13-2, or I think that was it. But I stuck a tenner on that and won 70. I also won a couple of bet builders. I won one the other night, I think, on the Liverpool game, and I think I had 2 up overall, but they were about £40. One I think was £50. So not bad. But that same night with the Giroud one, I had a bet builder that I had 4 of the selections up, and the only one I needed was one more goal, and it was offering me, it was for £50 something. It was offering me like 30 something, and I was like, if I take this, it's going to bring me up over 100 for today's winnings. And I was like, I'm on a hot streak here type thing, of 1-1 bet, so let's just see. And as I said, I ended up 1 each. So I was close on a few occasions. Excuse me. But yeah, no big win. I had a few that were reasonably close, but I think my bet on Saturday went pretty close, but the results are still not there. There's still a lot of favourites getting beat and not winning when they should be. So it is hard to pick a bet. I think that goals that I have been staying with is probably still the best way to get a bet up. Stick with goals. You can't go wrong. It's form doesn't really mean nothing with goals. Just does the team score? Do they concede? Is there a history of goals in the game? But just going quickly, my yesterday's bet was decent. I had Leicester, they won. Atletico, they won. Juventus, they won. Dortmund, they won. And it was all basically the big price in there was I had City and Chelsea to draw. I honestly thought that with Chelsea being at home, I knew City had some players out with COVID. I didn't know their keepers were both out. It started with some kid is making his debut. The kid, what was his name? Zachary Stefan. The kid's 25. He's 25, but he's making his debut for Chelsea, in the Premier League, or for City against Chelsea in the Premier League, and he didn't really have a shot to save until deep into the second half. Chelsea actually had 2 shots on goal in the whole game, and they scored. So, disappointed in that. I mean, even at 2-0, Chelsea get in at half time 2-0. there's a decent chance they come back and they get a draw or maybe even win that game. But for my betting purposes, I do think they could have got the draw. But, I mean, they were poor. As I say, at home you'd expect better. And, yeah, so close, but not that close. So, yeah, I did get sent a few images. I shared some of them, retweeted some of them, of people getting bets up over Christmas. Some people doing the same as me, going bet builders. I do think when there's a lot of games on TV and everybody's off and you have time to watch them, bet builders are a good way to go. Bet365 offer them, Ladbrokes offer them. Who else? Sky Bet do too, but Sky Bets are very weird. Those requested bets, I'm not the biggest fan of the requested bet because you have to send it off and you wait for it to come back, and they're still giving you selections. So, for example, excuse me, I'm full of wind today. So you'll go on, you can pick a player to score any time, first, whatever, okay, it's fair enough. And then when you go to cards, they'll give you a mark. So below 30 card points or above 40 or exactly 40. To me, that's forcing you to make a choice that you might not want to make. Where Bet365 and I'm nearly sure Ladbrokes are the same. You can go on, you can go over one card, over half a card, 1.5, 2, So, it mightn't be the greatest odds, but when you start building that up onto how many corners, how many whatever throw-ins and all that free kick, whatever you want to bet you back, I think that's the best place to do it anyway. Another one that they do is on the corners. They only maybe offer you over under 8.5, over under 9.5, over under 10.5, and that's it. So again, you might want to, like I've done matches where I do over 3 corners for one team and over 5 for another. Again, teams like Liverpool tend to get a lot of corners. Who else is good for the corners? There's a few teams, but so you might want over 8 altogether, but instead of doing it like that, you just do over 3 for one team, over 5 for the other, and you get a good price because you're being specific. So for me, bet builders for live games have always been a good thing, and I got a couple up there over Christmas. I'll probably have one tonight in the Liverpool game. That's another thing. I usually like to wait until the team comes out because there's nothing worse than picking a certain player for a goal or a card or whatever you might fancy, and then he's not playing. Especially around this time of year with people being rested all over the show. So I say it was going to be quick today. We're going to get obviously back to normal. Get the picks and whatnot and whatever from Thursday. So this week, let's say this Thursday, I'm going to obviously do my picks, and then I'm going to have a look at my balance again. So I did that a few, maybe 8, 9 episodes ago, 10 episodes ago. I'm not 100% sure of my win-loss type thing. I am probably still down because this has been a poor year. Probably the first year in maybe 3 or 4 that I haven't got a bet up early. And when you get that bet up early in the first few weeks, it always gives you a wee bit of leeway where you think, you're playing with the bookies' money. I think last year I got a bet up the first week because the Premier League hadn't even started. I got a bet up with the Championship and lower leagues. So when you do that, it always gives you that, say, a bit of confidence, a bit of leeway where you go, you've won whatever it may be, 150, 200, 300 pound, whatever. That for the next load of weeks you're playing with the bookies' money, and it's sort of a bit more confidence. This year I started poor. I think most people started poor, and then I've got a few small bets up, but nothing big where you can again get the balance into the black, and where you're actually making some money. But listen, this is what it is. I'm not losing any more than I can afford to lose. I haven't bet any more than I can afford to lose. But it's always good to take stock. Look at your wins, look at your losses. See, maybe do you need to change your style, change what you're doing, change the amount you're betting, whatever it may be. But anyway, so I'm going to do that on Thursday, and then obviously I'll be looking at my fixtures. I know this week in the Premier League there's not as many games. There's only something like 6 games or something. But I mean, there's plenty on this midweek. There is plenty on at the weekend. So it's we're just in this type of season where it's been so stop. Or sorry, it hasn't been stop-start. It's just been constant midweek and weekend, just midweek, weekend, midweek, weekend. You haven't really got time to take stock and sort of assess where you're going. So, as I say, it's going to be like that for probably the rest of the season, especially now with games getting called off all the time. It's just going to be constant football. I mean, there is other sports there. I don't know if any saw. I did also do a couple of bets on the darts. Done alright. Bet Gary Anderson last night, but because he'd won me some money, but he was beaten. And I think I did a couple of horses that one on one and one of them lost. But as I say, anyway, rather than me rambling on here, as I say, the Thursday is going to be looking at the balance, wins, losses, how much I've won, how much I've lost, and giving a sort of final total. I'll have my picks for the weekend, and yeah, maybe some good news about a bet up either tonight or tomorrow or Wednesday, because there's plenty on. But anyway, until then, if you are betting, good luck on happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.